Hey, what's going on, y'all? Back with another one. Back with another one. Thursday Thrills. Thursday Thrills. The 45th edition. Here we go. Here we go. A lot to talk about tonight. Let me get into it. Let me get into it. Let me get into it. Set this right here. Let me get my shit lined up. No, this is not entertainment. I'm just gonna speak my mind. Been watching some interesting content lately, but it's pretty much the same and normal. And there's a lot of shit to talk about. Thursday Thrills is one of those nights. You just got to talk about your shit and just go straight for what's going on YouTube, current events, what's going on, and politics, of course. Man, that Tory Lanez case is very fucking interesting. Not gonna lie, he's throwing left and right, and center, and I'm just like saying, like this shit is wild. You know what I'm saying? Man, who cares about the Avatar movie? I know people talking that bullshit. It's pretty much it. Trey Young is trash. He ain't no legend. He ain't go sit down with that bullshit. Ain't nobody hate Ja Morant. He's just a man. She gonna probably introduce this tomorrow. Yeah, Yoki's a character. But yeah, George Baker's right. Yeah, all those cameras. I'm gonna respond what he said earlier in the stream. I'm just looking and browsing on my shit. But this is something that I've been wanting to cover. He talked about the technology and the cameras. Well, normally when you talk about cameras and shit like that, they've been surveilling people. I don't think China is a threat because China don't have the military might like most people have. What's going on in Tampa, and they just not. I don't buy in this propaganda. They just they're the threat. They ain't shit. I'm just gonna tell you straight up, they ain't shit. I've yet to see Chinese people dominate the world. Because when I saw that documentary with Mao Zedong, man, he fuck up their economy, their ecology, shit that people don't understand. That shit affects how you move your country. I don't give a fuck who you is. And shouts out to George Making anyway. He brought some great information. America is the king of technology. They got a lot of hackers and a lot of agents on the internet, especially CIA and all that. They control that. And then Israel is right next to them behind China. Because if you really want to get technical, Israel, is controlled by the same people and the people of the Roman elite in the church. They control these. Esau controls that. Let me tell you something. They have all the technological powers they have. But what people don't understand, and he said this today on his stream, and salute to George Macon for that. But yeah, they've always done that. That information needs to talk about. But see, here's the thing: people don't talk about it. It has some damning, incriminating evidence. Now, he did a stream called. I hope he didn't take that shit down. I hope he didn't take that down. He said gangs versus artificial intelligence. That's a good stream. That's like 2 hours. Y'all can watch it. I was in that chat room. He saluted me or whatever. But I'm just saying, artificial intelligence have always destroyed gangs. That's standard across the board. But see what it is, they're controlling urban terrorism. Urban terrorism exists. It's just urban terrorism will be co-signed no matter who's in office in 2024. That's going to determine the future. I don't think it's going to happen in 2030. They said they're going to rule it. Ain't nobody ruling this shit. America rules the technology. Long as our people docile to this fucking nation, no other country is stopping it. The only country I will see will put a stop to it would be, like I said, North Korea won't have. North Korea is trying to compete with China because the reason why China's good economically is because They don't have no military might, but they understand how to compete with America, but they don't have the hackers to wherewithal. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're actually fighting for their bearings. They're trying to be those countries with a mighty military, but they know damn well they don't got no support for amongst Asian people because nobody likes China like that. Same with Japan. These countries cannot fight America. You got to have a military industrial complex type branches. It's a damn shame that your own people's going to America be absorbed by this defense force. And don't be surprised if they try to go to Mars and then they call this place the Earth Defense Force Military. Y'all didn't catch that, did you? Because we see it in video games, like they talk about uprisings and revolutionary games back in the day. And I can give you an example. I Red Faction, the series. They was talking about Mars, right? The first was the uprising, right? They had this guy named Parker. I'm using him as an example. But the second one, it was on Earth. And the Earth wasn't shit. And based off those years, and let's talk about 2070, 75 or 2070 era, right? We ain't even there yet, but it's going to be a future like this all the time. What's going on, Absalom? And that's when you look at those games, they have a lot of messaging in it, in movies too. But if you notice, the third game was about uprising. This time, this is 2125, the year 2125. This is their second uprising in 50 years. Now, the guy that was on the first uprising is also in the third game. They call him Old Coot, but the Old Coot is Parker. So it is confirmed by Volition, since they got bought by the people from another company. They call Gears Sparta, something like, but we ain't gonna get into that because that company ain't shit. They done fuck up the Saints Row series. But these people that made this game at the time in 2009, and I got this game in 2010 when I was in Dunwoody in Walmart. And I used to watch a lot of reviews on this game. Yeah, you destroy stuff, breaks stuff. I'm playing it right now. This is my second time playing a remaster on the Xbox. When I was playing this game, I was like, at the time they made this, they knew what they was doing. In the lore of it, and they have a TV show called Origins connecting to this game. Well, see, the second uprising, they got tired of the Earth Defense Force. See, the Earth already died. The ecology is wasteland now, similar to Mad Max, right? What you're seeing now, I'm not saying this will be that because I don't think it's possible because, knowing Esau, he'd be telling lies about space and all this stuff. But that's their delusion, right? But to come to find out, if it does go like that, it ain't much left. But there's no possibility man can do that. I mean, if we did somehow live in Mars, it'd be the same shit uprising, they'll be expelled. Now, these people came from the scientific corporation called the Otor Corporation. They eventually became the Red Faction, and the other half, the scientists end up becoming wild madmen. They call them marauders, right? Interesting to know, the Red Faction used to uprise against the same people that's went mad out in the marauder territory. And the other half just pick up arms and call themselves Red Faction. That was the first game. But if you play the second and third game, you already know the lore of the first game. That guy comes back in the third game as an old man, and he's like 75 years old, but people don't realize they didn't have walker robots destroying shit. No. He did it on foot. And that's a whole nother story on that. See, that's the first iteration because he came from the 21st century era. Now, the 22nd century era, Esau's not going to exist. Let's just keep it 1,000. Now, he thinks he's going to exist and go to Mars. That's their goal. What are they going to do up there? Enslave people in the mining and all that other shit? Ain't nobody going for that. That's exactly what Red Faction was preaching. They was preaching slavery. So that makes sense. But the last one, Armageddon, that was the end of that era. They try to make up this futuristic stuff like Star Trek and all this other stuff. But you got to understand, a lot of these games and movies got messages about tech. And when people talk about who's going to rule the tech, you already know it's America. Because a lot of Asian people and Indian people always want to be in the tech. You know why? Because I think Cerulean said this last year. We get their best people, but we don't send them back. And the reason why we don't send them back is because, and I've seen this years ago, is because they're qualified. They control them. So then again, those countries can't thrive. They think they can thrive, but they're not thriving. They're just on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But people don't see the big picture. This stuff is going to happen. But shouts out to George Making again. China is just the only factor of an opponent, but do they have a military component? No. Their military component consists of a lot of things. See, about China, I don't understand why people mention them so much. And even though they don't have a military prowess and things like that nature, and then you see this stuff, you got to understand this stuff is not going to fly very well. Okay. But then again, you just see people for who they are, and they act like China's like so invincible, but they're really not. I'm just telling you from experience, they're really not invincible. Because when I saw that Mao Zedong documentary by criminals and Crime Stoppers or something like that, the documentary channel, what's it called? The Criminals and all that. It's called Criminals and Crime Fighters. Yeah, that's a good channel. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. I never seen them talk about it. It's just like these guys have talked about it extensively. But what I'm saying is, China's not really a threat like that. But then again, I'm gonna take this off the stream because I don't want to fuck it up internet wise. I was looking at somebody's stream, but yeah, it is what it is, because I'm just saying it for what it is, and I'm just gonna keep it. Yeah, yeah, because I'm gonna keep this up. This ain't gonna be a long one. I'll drop the link later if someone wants to come up. That's fine. If not, I'll end it at around 10 something Eastern. Get y'all about today. It's another 2 hours, so it's a lot to talk about. But yeah, China is America's competitor in the technological part, but that Huawei is not working so well. Everybody said 5G sucks, and it's not working. They said America's getting beat by China. Da, 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 da. Yeah, they have economics, but do they have a military? No, we're gonna take it. China does not have the wherewithal. Russia's out of it, they say. Well, Russia don't have surveillance. Russia's in a war with Ukraine. If they lose this war, they're done. So any country can match America. The only country I would say match America that has and don't fall by the rules is North Korea. North Korea is looking for China's downfall and Russia's downfall. Think about it. What happens to those countries when they collapse? They go to places like North Korea. If North Korea gets that power and selling weapons around the world, North Korea is a threat. A lot of people say, we don't care about North Korea. Shit. Look what they're doing. They got nukes. You think they're scared of Americans? No. America's too stretched in like the Roman Empire. They have so many weaknesses. And yes, America could be considered the Fourth Reich. That's what people will say, right? But quiet as it's kept, America can't afford that because this country is going to change the next 5 to 10 years. Now, everybody say inflation is a problem. Inflation is not a problem. I think inflation, when you know it's going to go up, they say it's a problem. I don't think it's a problem. I think people that had high inflation before and even the '08 crisis, they was thriving. Now, if you're thriving this time and then catch it now, everybody's going to be rich. But it's the thing. A country collapsed. Look at the Soviet Union when they fell. Somebody had to be rich. So all those people that saw their money, they became millionaires and billionaires, right? This country is going to go through that same route. What happens to them? Somebody's going to be rich off this shit. The internet's not going to determine that. It depends on what you're doing on the internet. But this website, YouTube, Google will not last forever. I'm just telling you, it's going to disappear in the future because there's other sites going to replace this. So this site can be sold by somebody else. Now, if I ain't gonna say CIA and the government, which we know they control Google and YouTube. If they ever decide to sell this shit, whoever's going to sell this shit, it's not going to be government control. You can say what you want, but the thing is, you're going to compete with other websites like Rumble and all the other ones. This site will disappear. It's going to happen, because mainstream media is going to try to control that site and try to make it like what this is. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen because the world's waking up. The internet is vast. It's big. It's large, and shouts out to George Mc said, yeah, artificial intelligence has always been vast. Just don't document the shit that you're doing. That's common sense. The internet is not a safe place. That's why you need two internets. That's why you need to divide it, because they're gonna give us this shit, but they're gonna have the best shit. Now make that make sense. Now I'm just saying, like, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it for real. It's not going to happen in the way that y'all think it's gonna happen. I'm not saying the internet's gonna be bad or anything, but I'm just saying, like, America, I'm not saying it's the most superior, but no, they have the influence. China don't have that. China don't have that prowess. See, the problem with y'all individuals, y'all think China is like the end all be all, which is not. Which is not. China just have problems because they can't explain the fact what China's going through. But it just comes to alarming that people just want to get caught up on that. It's just crazy, man. But like I said, people get caught up in their own delusion of grandeur, right? That China's like this superpower, which they're not. I mean, some people say they're a superpower economically, but they're not really a superpower. They will never be because their military is trash. Mao Zedong's influence in that, and there's people that still believe in his philosophy, is setting them back. It's setting them back. China can have a military, yes, but they have to have branches like the Americans. What they lack is really common sense. I understand the Chinese are easy to be attacked, easy to be exposed, right? But y'all gotta understand this. This shit is gonna go forever. I'm sorry. It's just like I don't see people drawing their mindsets to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that people buy into that China is invincible and also our rival on it. I don't buy that because I just don't see China as a threat. They'll never be a threat. The only thing they're a threat is probably economics. But if they ever become a threat, it's going to be the military aspect. See, Japan understood years ago, even though they was in concentration camps by us. I mean, the Americans. I ain't gonna say us. I'll say them. My grandfather's generation. You will see that the Japanese wasn't the same after that. So when Tojo and those dictators, and I saw this after Mao Zedong, when I saw it from their channel, he did some wild shit. But Japan wasn't the same after that. Now they have that flag, that sun with the red and the lines, all that. That's their original flag. But people got to understand something. This stuff is going to happen all the time. But anybody understands about China, China is smart economically. Yes, they have a triad problem in Hong Kong. Yes, they have all the other thing problems. They got the C virus problem. But can they bounce back? I will say, yeah, they can bounce back. China's, I think the British people said it best. Yes, they're one of the nicest people on earth. They really are in the beginning, years ago, before they little uprise and all that. They are. They're not a conquest country. I don't take them seriously. When anybody say China conquest, they're not built like that. The only Asian country I would say is conquest is Japan. I'll say Japan, those Japanese and those Koreans, those Cambodians and Vietnamese. Those are the only ones I can see conquesting. Why? Because they have the old relics of their beliefs. So it's hell to take those over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hell to take those over. They know how to fight back and bust back. You know what I mean? Catch my drift. They know how to bust back. Now, them Ukrainians are fighting similar to their own people, but they're also fighting whatever. But the Chechens are actually helping the Ukrainians out to fight Russia. Russia's got problems. Russia's through. They'll never fight America. They got too many problems. That's why America's so stressed in. See, they got the NATO and the UN as their invisible hand and CIA control to do dominance. There you go. But you got to understand that's how the world works. So the world doesn't evolve around us trying to conquest anymore. They're just trying to play the stealth game to get you up out of there. See, that's the conspiracy that I see around America, right? So sitting here and thinking that America is going to do anything drastic, y'all out of your minds. America has always been well protected. You got a lot of people try to put funds in the military. The military industrial complex is a real problem. I try to tell people that it's a real thing. There's a reason why the military budget is so high and the prison industrial complex is so high. Anything that's high is going to be high for a long, long time. So when you have things like this, you know what's about to happen. So you understand that the military is going to be the biggest thing. It's a big budget, and that's why the economy's fucked up. If they really want to fix the economy, and if they want to give us so-called reparations to our people, well, they'll give you a third of that. They're not going to give you all of it. They would put all the rest of it into the economy and just fix it. Wouldn't care. You'll get a third or less than that. So don't think about money at the top. You don't deserve it because, number one, why would they give it to you? And the reason why we're not going to get it is because our history, who we are historically, it will never happen. I don't think we're ever going to get reparations. That's just me. Now, if you believe that, you're on some bullshit. You know who runs the planet, right? They determine when you're going to get it or not. Everybody else's reparations, they're suffering. Like I said, they're getting all that. No, they're not. They're getting half. They're not getting what they're getting. Y'all in la la land, delusional land. They're not getting what y'all is y'all think. It's over for them. You know what I mean? That's the whole purpose. The purpose is to make sure people don't get caught up in it. That's what I'm saying. But then again, that's the world we live in. People get caught up in their own delusional and grandeur. And that's just how they get caught up. But people gotta understand that's how the world is. The world is based off that, right? But you gotta understand that's the mindset that we're into. If you think about it, we're going for it. But then again, you just gotta understand that that's the world we live in. We're not worried about anything else. We're just worried about what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that a lot of people just get caught up on the wrong shit, and then there we are. But you gotta understand something. But matter of fact, that's how people are gonna get. See, I understand that people know the economy is changing and things like that. Yeah, it's changing for the better, but but the world's changing, but this country ain't gonna last. Without us, they're nothing. And they know that. So our people ain't going nowhere. As long as they're in this spell and they in this idolatry, they still gonna be stuck where they at. But you gotta understand this thing is gonna die soon. So time is short. And y'all gotta live right and do right. Get up out of this mess. This kingdom won't last forever. It's just what it is. See, things are changing on this planet. The future is very different what we see fit now. That's why a lot of times people get caught up in the past. They think you can have it now. But that's a whole nother story, but the world's not going to change like that. Too many factors going on. So when I've been on YouTube for years, and especially this channel, I understand that things are changing. And I'm glad I didn't do the live stream thing years ago because YouTube back then was a little different, and especially 2012. 2012 and prior, the old YouTube methods applied when I was on it. And then when 2012, they was trying to change the rules that same year. 10 years ago, that was standard. And they made it standard. It actually set us back. But if you look at 2015 and now, it's gotten worse. So this is a 2015 method they're using now and the 2012 of the longevity method. It's not working. So analytics has destroyed this site. And in 2015, they made it worse when they called it the algorithm. They always had an algorithm. The term algorithm has been around forever. That's the CIA algorithm. They're watching people, what content gets to go through or not. And the media does this all the time. They use this in media, mainstream media. They use the algorithm to control people's voices and things like that, especially on television. The airwaves. It's no different when they isolate people in thought. So again, yes, George is correct with that information. It's competition, but other countries are going to beat China. China's not going to be a superpower. They said it's going to replace America. It's not. Economics, yes. Military, hell no. They have a long way to go. They're not doing nothing because what's happening over in Ukraine is going to fuck that shit up. And China don't want to be a nuclear country, and they're done. They already been absorbed. So they can't compete with America militarily. So they already know economics is a joke. Everybody's trying to topple America. They ain't gonna do it. They can try all they want to, and it still won't happen. Still won't happen. Them niggas on the streets is selling you bullshit. They're not telling you how the world works. It's not gonna happen. Y'all need to get off that shit. That shit doesn't exist. Y'all in fantasy land. Y'all gonna realize that shit don't work and don't matter anymore because motherfuckers don't care anymore. That's just the thing. Salute to Absalom Pianki for the share. Appreciate you, bro. Always share his stuff. Y'all subscribe to his channel, man. He's got some good content for y'all. He got y'all in the air and the whim. But yeah, man. But things about to change. The internet is a different ball game. It's a different milestone. What people don't get, it's a different ball game. So you expect much. So when you do shit, you have to understand what's going on. I don't understand why people just get caught up. I don't see this little cutscene. It's on my phone, but it's not that much to people to talk about. But yeah, but I just want to speak on that, why technology is a thing and it becomes a problem for most people. Well, it's standard proof. So when you're in the tech, you understand that this shit is going to go right over people's heads. I just don't understand why people just get caught up in the madness for the moment. But then again, people get so delusional and then they get caught up. They say, I want my sex back. That's some hilarious shit. Oh, man. Oh, man. After I finish Red Faction, I might try Evil West. They say it's a good game. I might try that. Yeah. There's a lot of people on here. Twitter is nothing but pornography, the bigger women, plus size women. It's always been a problem, but I've subscribed to old boy. I think his name is Odin or something like that. He's hilarious. He has no issue with him, but he's telling you the guys that flirt with him is those stud guys. These guys go to the gym, and that's true. I think Kuda said something like this last year when it was at the third shit. Yeah, they the ones go after them, and that's the guys they go after. Quiet is kept, but they like those guys in the gym, and that's just the whole thing. Yeah, that's who they go after. They go after these studs, and it's just like you see this a lot. Yeah, they showing off their shit right now. They try to say Instagram does it. Instagram is nowhere near as Twitter. No, Twitter they going ham. If you want to talk about it, all these people came from Temple. When Apple did that shit, I blame them for destroying Twitter because Twitter ain't the same since then. 2012. You always had, you had pornography on it. Yeah, you had that on the side. They promote it, but don't get it twisted. This shit happens all the fucking time, bro. That shit is crazy. I just don't understand people just getting caught up on that. But people get caught up on fetishes and shit. But that's the thing, you know. And like my man said, like I just subscribe to, yes, them studs like these type women, man. You gotta understand that. That's just who they are. These muscle bound dudes. That's why a lot of them, when they try to say they simps, yeah, they simps. They're gorilla simps. They all that. But you gotta understand that's who they stay in line. If you notice the muscle bound dudes, they said they ain't hitting that. That's a lie. They all hit that. They're hypocrites. They lying on panels and shit to say they don't do it. They do it all the time. You know, people need to stop capping, bro. I see this shit all the time, man. Like these dudes and these stud like dudes need to stop. They need to stop lying to these things on here. They like them like that, and they're so hypocritical. But see, that's the internet. You know, people lie all the time about themselves all the time. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop that shit, man. Twitter is the king of this shit. You act like this ain't going on. This is a problem, you know, because Twitter was never like this until the Tumblr fiasco and debacle. A lot of those porn stars, the amateur ones, they've always gone on Tumblr. I used to have a Tumblr guy. I used to troll on there, and that's it. Look at wild shit and all that, and I was observing. But these stud dudes like these are bigger women. And people kept complaining recently. The complaint in these certain spaces and the other spaces, they kept complaining about them. It's because of the rise of these spaces before 2020. And I recently heard guys complain about them. Well, if you look no further, go to Tumblr and also go to Twitter. Twitter changed that. They changed that shit to reality. So you got to be careful what you say. And they're out there like the mob. These hoes, they don't care. And you see them on panels and shit. And they co-sign this shit. But that's what they do. And I'm not mad what they say they're going to do. This is who they are. This is nothing new. Like y'all gotta act like you think this is new. No, it's been around forever. It's just the internet just gotten wise. Oh, okay. Yeah, you gotta hit that bell, man. What's going on, Mike? But yeah, but mostly when you see them hoes like that, no matter if they're big or small, they pushing this shit. Now they friends don't give a fuck about it. We do agree with that. And oh boy, who I subscribe to, he has a good channel. It's a white dude, Edomite dude. His name is Odin's Men. Now he's hilarious. He talks about everybody. And I'm gonna see a couple of more of his videos later after I get done with this stream. Now the Tory Lanez case, I'm not surprised that he's getting good recognition. I'm not surprised. That shit sounds silly. They said them two hoes bust back and they try to say he did all the bust. I don't believe that. I believe them women were fighting over him, which is crazy. And it's just what it is. People like who they like. But you see it all the time, man. I've been telling people, look, them dudes that are muscle bound, they are fucking them big women. They've always had. If you look in the porn industry, they do that. A lot of people heard stories and they've seen it, but I'm just telling you from experience. People tell me all the time in the workplace, they do go after them. And I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's a normal thing. I've been knowing that. I've been knowing that years ago. Hell, I was in sports, everybody was going after them. This started when I was in high school. See, they wasn't a thing back in the day when I was in high school. In '03, that's when it started. It was not thought of. I told you about the model named Rocklyn. I think I mentioned this on Pound to Wacky or whatever. She was a school teacher. She was a college school teacher. And she was doing some type of modeling or pornography, but she wasn't doing no pornography. She was doing modeling. She was a plus size woman in their eyes, right? She changed what you see now. And a lot of them will start flying. Like I said, this is something. No, it started in '03. You got to go back in '03 when she promote that shit in front of the world. And that's when people took notice. And people fetishize this shit sexually. And the thing is, it's going to continue. And it's been like this forever. Hell, it's been like this since I got out of high school. It's been forever since I came down to Atlanta. It's worse. I came in Atlanta in '07. I came to Georgia in '07 and then moved out of Atlanta, I'll say about 2019. But I've been noticing that shit for years in the state of Georgia. They don't care nothing about that down here because further east, you see some wild shit. But like I said, pornography was big in the day and on the internet. It was always been big. You had a lot of gorilla simps, aka tricks. The modern day tricks is a gorilla simp because he's out there tricking off of things that he shouldn't be doing, and them hoes just want attention. Like the men said, like these movements, yeah, they want it. They always want attention. Y'all participate in that shit. How do you know so much? I don't participate in none of that shit. You got dudes on pounds on Ramil shit at the LBM Coliseum look like goddamn fools. Don't understand that y'all complain about something that's not a woman, and I ain't gonna say not a real woman, but these things are these whores, these hoes, right? You shouldn't wife them up like that, but yeah, a lot of dudes do, and Ramil exposed that. And like I told y'all, these niggas don't get caught up on that shit. But the same shit applies to everybody, man. Like, you know what's out there. Stop participating in the shit. I'm just saying that these dudes do it all the time, and they expect much from no in return. Why date them? Twitter and Instagram. That's why I always mention Twitter and Instagram will always have a thing of hoes, man. Yeah, we see them on YouTube and we clown them on TikTok. TikTok is new. TikTok is just a poor man's version of Twitter, just with a mix of Instagram. It's a mixture of Twitter and Instagram together. You're just showing yourself dancing. It's evasive, but it has that Twitter vibe feel. Most of those people that's plus size on that platform came from Twitter and Tumblr. Tumblr failed. It don't exist anymore. It exists, but it don't exist. The essence of it, it's gone. Tumblr has been finished. It ain't what it was. A lot of them went to Twitter. That's why Twitter is what it is at. Twitter is where it's at with the pornography and all the other stuff for free. In other places, Snapchat don't count. Snapchat is a joke. Nobody uses Snapchat. They use Twitter or Instagram. And if they don't have neither one of those, they got TikTok. TikTok is big. The reason TikTok don't challenge Twitter because TikTok's trying to be in the spot of Instagram. It's trying to replace Instagram because Instagram ain't what it is. Facebook is done. If Facebook goes down the drain by Zuckerman, aka Zuckerberg, you already know Twitter's gonna take that spot, and then TikTok's gonna take the spot. They said it's okay to promote TikTok. But that new rule outlawing the other networks and promoting, that's why they told Elon Musk, you got to go to the side. And the reason they did that, they didn't want him to control every damn thing. I tell you, them poor hoes don't want him to have that. They don't want Elon Musk. I don't think he's going to last. I think they're going to get a woman controlling Twitter. And watch what I tell you. Twitter's going to end up like YouTube or worse, but you better not say nothing about these porn stars. They already got rights, bro. Like, it's already over. Like, I don't care anymore. I don't speak my mind anymore. And if the men leave Twitter, that'd be a great thing. But the simps will always going to be there. The simps will always going to be there. They're always going to be there. That's why they're so entitled. Same with TikTok. Instagram ain't going to be no more. If Instagram goes away, I'll tell you something. If Instagram goes away, oh, you already know. But Instagram, what's saving Instagram? If they ever, I'll tell you, see, if Zuckerman or aka Zuckerberg, if he sells that shit to somebody else, you already know Instagram will be in somebody else's hands and try to change it. Instagram is a good commodity. I just don't see Zuckerman and Facebook controlling it. I think Facebook's a joke, man. Facebook just need to die. I don't like Facebook. Facebook goes, I believe Facebook will go. Because the way Zuckerman goes, it's going. Instagram is going to be sold. Watch. By whoever. If Google buys Instagram, you already know y'all in trouble. Y'all can't do what y'all want on Instagram. But Instagram is a good, but it's getting replaced by TikTok. Everybody's using TikTok more than Instagram. But Instagram is kind of a site that I wouldn't even trust long term. Long term, it's got a lot of data history too, but quiet as kept, it could be sold somewhere else. Nobody likes Instagram. But that gram is where it's at. I think people pictures and all that stuff. And TikTok does the same thing, videos and pictures. But if you think about it, Instagram has that. You'd be surprised by Instagram. You know, that company can be sold. If Zuckerman wants to get out of that rut, he can sell Instagram. Period. Twitter's fine. Twitter's fine. And the guy that owns it, Elon Musk, he owns it, but he don't want to be the CEO and change all the rules. He's gonna hire some people that's gonna put pressure on these people. I told you, Twitter is okay. They said Twitter is destroying stuff. No, Twitter is just Twitter. You're not saying nothing to people. That's the thing. Y'all get caught up on this tailspin, and there you are. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people just don't understand. But this is the type of stuff that we see all the time. But the reason I'm bringing up Twitter and Instagram is because they're the most sites used by these females and these people and these simps. Because TikTok, that's just another version of trying to replace those two, and it's one hard to replace. If I was TikTok, they're not replacing YouTube. YouTube is too big to fail. I'll give you an example by YouTube. If you know about video game companies like the Open World and all these companies that go against Rockstar is equivalent of YouTube. Why I say that is because if you study these companies, they're not going anywhere. Hell, they just merged with Take-Two. Like I said, Take-Two owns Rockstar. No, they do not. They own Take-Two. They can get rid of Take-Two because Rockstar could be a publishing company by itself. They don't need Take-Two. It's a partnership. Take-Two can die and lose their company, and someone buys the assets of 2K, Hangar 13, their other projects, or, see, Rockstar is going to be its own entity. They can have their own publishing. They can be their own publishers, and they can be developers. Think about it. But they'll be too big to fail because nobody's competing against them with competition. They don't have no competition. Just like Google don't have no competition. Google don't have competition to nobody. They own YouTube. That's why YouTube is not a competition, because Google is backed by them, right? And that makes it hard for other companies to compete with that. So you got to have a backing. So it makes sense when competition goes. See, video game companies and these social networks / social media sites have a lot of power similar. They have a lot of similar because it's technology. We're talking about technology here. That's what you're seeing. China don't have the things that we have. They have different sites, but their ass is done. If something happens to them in warfare, they can get absorbed by the U.S. We can use that as a territory. That's what it all boils down to, territory. And the people will sell out and then don't give a fuck about Chinese culture. That can happen. That's military industrial complex 101. It's called conquest. Building kingdoms upon kingdoms and dominate people forever. That's what it is. That's all it is. We see autocratic governments all the time run rampant. And this country supports it with the dollar amount. As long as they don't go against their beliefs, you're good to free and rule and dictate people all the time. But what happened to Kennedy? Tried to do that with Papa Doc. Backfired. Someone blew his fucking head off. He tried to change everything around the world. That didn't happen. Got assassinated, went against the people. They said, no, you're up out of there. But Jordan Maxwell broke it down. Nobody was going to jail. Nobody went to jail. Nobody was going to jail. And that's right. He tried to tell them it's a white man's country. And he said it bluntly. White man's country. He will kill it and maintain it to what it looks like. Same with America. They're going to maintain power as they see fit. They'll get anybody that supports their cause. That's why they're going to be strong as an Earth Defense Force in the future. If they think about going to Mars, they're going to have that conquest mentality. The military budget spending is going to be higher. Inflation is going to be extreme high, twice as the inflation we're seeing right now. Think about it. War costs money, right? Yes, conquest costs money. But once you take it and you get super rich, you're too big to fail, there you are. We see it in everything. Anybody says too big to fail, you already know there's no competition. That's a problem. As ultra capitalism going to extreme fascistic behavior. That's what it is. And it will remain what it is in time. But you got to understand that's the world we live in. So then again, you just expect people to not understand that that's how the world works. So it's pretty much the same, you know. That's all I got on that one, you know, with George making and stuff like what I've been seeing lately. And you know, I've been looking at a lot of people in drama, but you know, the Purge seemed kind of mild this year. It's just what it is, man. I don't understand why people just get caught up on that, you know, in the drama stuff. But then I heard Tampa's little short clip. Shouts out to Tampa, and he said, the big homie done run the one he called Jessica X, the big homie on the other side group. You know, they stupid little civil war. He said, something, and he was mad at the audience. But shouts out to Tampa was saying that yeah, Kuda always does this shit. Well, last time I was over there, I think it was like months ago. Like it was last year, somewhere around last year. I was in his chat room months and months ago of this year, but last year, like panel wise, he did the same shit when people kept complaining, and I was in the chat room, and people was on panels and stuff acting crazy. Last time he had an outburst like that is when what's his name, Ed, I think it was Edward Bailey or something like that. That motherfucker, Edward Bailey, when he was talking all that weird shit, and he was trying to say I was gonna be black pill for a moment and talk about stillness and all that, and he kept tripping and whining and complaining about it, right? And he just had an outburst. I'm like, nigga, chill. Like, bro, you can't be speaking to dumb niggas. They're not intellects over here. They stupid. They're retarded, man. Like, them niggas don't know nothing. They're sheep. All they care about is pussy, man. Like, you talk about it on your panels all the time in your content. And I've been listening to that for a minute and then been his panelist for like months since last year. And I had to get away from that shit because I already know the conversation is gonna go left anyway. Everybody has these spells and phases, but now they try to bring it back full circle. When you got this little bitch troll or wherever, this it, I won't call her it because I don't know what she is gender wise. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that thing. She's the one got me stirred up with three syllables ass, aka MOT. I don't fuck with that nigga. Quiet as kept. She got that shit started. She tried to say, and she showed her hand. She told me this on the third shift one time, and lied like a fucking a piece of shit that she is, or is or she, wherever she, it's a it to me. I'm gonna say I don't give a fuck. Fuck that bitch. I'm glad she ain't over here. But then when I look at it like this, why go on that man's panel? And yeah, he should just knock her shit loose, man. I'd have banned her ass and make her go somewhere else. See, Ramil, one thing I like about him, he don't let that thing on. He let her on once, but he don't let that thing on no more. And I'm glad he did that. He used to do that shit. That's another reason why I salute him. They let her troll in the chat, but never let her on no damn panel. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful fucking thing. And I'm glad she ain't over here fucking my shit up because I ain't talking about that relationship bullshit and try to twist shit. See, that's done by design. But you dudes, y'all need to stop simping for that piece of shit. Y'all showing y'all's fucking hand, and then you wonder why people don't fucking respect y'all psychologically. Psychologically, y'all weak. Y'all weak. Y'all allow shit like this to happen because she's the type that's gonna peg y'all forever. What she's doing, you're showing your hand. You cannot be in a society like that with that person, and she's gonna fuck you over. You just can't do that. You just can't do that. You You just can't do that because I don't see a person like that that's going to be reasoned with. She's not reasonable at all, or it, or whatever it is. It's not reasonable. Y'all got to get over the fact that she don't give a fuck about none of you dudes like that. We haven't seen her cammed up or whatever. We seen them other ones cammed up, and finally, Sexy Red cammed up for the first time. I got some screenshots, but I'm not gonna show it. You know, I know what she looked like, and then that's how she talks. And she was embarrassed about camming up one time. We seen the picture of her. That's her. That is her when she cammed up. And that's a good thing. She start camming up more, and that's a good thing because you need more females like that. But you know, Toya always cammed up. That's another person I like. Toya always cammed up. I appreciate the ones that do, but the ones that do not, it's a question mark. So again, you know, I can't take that person seriously. He said, I seen her with, well, make her cam up. She won't have no problems with you. She can do it on her own platform. That person, yeah, I don't care if she's trolling, but don't have her on again, and she gonna make you look bad. She has a technique to get you niggas. She don't do that with me. I ran her ass off the third shift once of last year. Me and Pepe did some damage. That bitch got so mad. Boy, I told you. Her and sister, no head George. That little thing, she need to be quiet. And she came up for the first time. I got a screenshot of her ass too with Fitnell. I think I showed y'all that. An old girl, Concrete. She looked like a goddamn Concrete. Speaking on men issues, but man, that's a damn shame. These bitches, man, I tell you, man, they talk all this shit, but ain't really about shit. I don't give a fuck if y'all defend them because y'all simping for some pussy that y'all ain't gonna get. I don't give a fuck about you. That's why Ramil said what he said. He said you niggas are soft. He said y'all niggas are soft and y'all act like hoes on here. Cause how I see it, you niggas get caught up on that shit. I don't watch these hoes channels like that. None of them. Especially ain't looking like much. It's a Crystal Kid. No, Crystal Kid is trash. I saw her shit one time. She don't even acknowledge me. I had to cut the bitch off. I said, man, fuck this channel. I heard some lot of stories off air. Don't get me started with her. You know I fucking with that bitch. Have been resting people his videos for the past few weeks. Yeah. Yeah, man. It is what it is, man. So some people they crazy, man. I don't get it. I don't get why these panelists and what I've seen, and I've noticed this from last year and this year. You know, it's like a fall. I don't call it a fallout year. Everybody's got their issues. I don't really care. But man, when I start looking at oh boy's content cooler, right? Talking to Jay, that thing is a piece of shit. I already know what she's about. We ain't never gonna be cool. And ever since that third shift incident we had with her last year and Pepe, we ran her ass off that shit. She came back. The reason she comes back to his channel, I'll tell you a secret. She likes to fuck with him and she don't respect him. We try to tell this, dude, she don't care nothing about you like that. She's not gonna cam up like Red. You know, Red, I have a little respect. You know, I do have a little more respect to her than JX because JX ain't showing me nothing. We want a full body. Fuck the feet. We want a full body picture. And I'm sorry to say this. That person's hiding something, but that's okay. I'm not gonna pressure nobody to cam up. I wouldn't waste my time. If she don't want to do it, just bounce her off. That's why she can't go to places like I'm gonna give you an example about Melly Monaco. This thing right here. She's thirsty for dick all day. Melly's hilarious though. But Melly, if you try to go for these hoes that she lounges out, right? If you try to come with an avatar, oh, roasting. Okay, yeah. I've been doing that. If you try to go on her shit, right? And I've noticed this too. I've been watching her shows from a distance in the clouds and observing. If a guy, and I try to tell these dudes, if you go up there, if I was you, now these hoes want you to take your hat off the hairline. They weird. They just want some dick. Don't fall for it, and just take the and just leave. Leave. That's what I would have done. But some hoes don't care. The white ones, the motor race, that's cool. And I think Nathaniel said something about the white living, about the white one, the Edomite one. We'll get into that later. Why they're programmed like that? Those darker skinned brothers that we know, like the so-called white woman. Well, there's a reason for that. The reason they like those nympho chicks, most women are nympho anyway, the ones that's a thing, those particular women. It's sad to say, but that's true. What Nathaniel was saying that. And I was watching his shit, and it's relevant what I'm saying now with these people. See, when the reason you got so-called females like this or whatever, JX and all them, they can get away with the shit. But if it was a male doing that, you ask him to cam up. I know it's some weird shit, but Melly Monaco said that to the males, and I've noticed. Here's the thing: why would you care what he looks like? Now, some dudes just want to talk in the avatar. That's understandable. You don't want to show yourself, and you tell her. She let him on, then she kicks him off. Now, Melly ain't going for that. She ain't going for that weirdo shit. So when she said weirdo shit, I said, "Whoa, wait a minute! I thought you, want him to talk to this girl, but the girl wants to see the face too. So they all want dick attention. They want attention, but something told me about Melly, and I said, I see why. If she had JX up there and tells her to cam up, boy should be gone. And Melly's not gonna pick these type of girls that don't cam up. I tell you, that's what's gonna rule this so-called space of y'all's. I would love to see this. JX won't last. She got away with it because of the pandemic. No one cared. No one cared about live streaming like that. Not to this level. I mean, y'all cared back then. Yeah, y'all had it, but not to the level we're seeing now. See, 2020 last year was the beginning of a standard. That's what I saw last year. Not last year, but year before that, 2 years ago. That was standard. Then the next year came, the bullshit came, streams, right? 2021, we seen that. This year, it's become more common now. Everybody's doing it. Nobody's really doing it like this now. Now, pre-recording is still standard, but live streaming is becoming prevalent. Ever before, after the pandemic. And now these people that's got more subscribers telling you to cam up way more. But it's understandable. It's understandable. It's understandable what you're doing. But what she said about, guys, please turn your camera on and good lighting. You know, so funny she ain't got a mic yet. Oops. Microphone, right? Oh, it's over. She don't mind you having a microphone. But eventually, if she start getting one, it's over. If she want to be big time on YouTube, she's got to get a microphone. You don't have to get the latest. Don't get the typical everybody. You got to have this particular mic. No, it's bullshit. I'm using a handheld right now, but I'm just saying, if you want a microphone, get you a decent one. You don't have to get a $400 microphone. You just don't. Unless you make a lot of money outside of this shit and everywhere else, then you can do that to flex, but don't use it a lot. When I subscribed to old boy, he had the electric voice mic, he had a Shure mic. He switched back and forth with his pre-records. I said, wait a minute. Interesting. I don't understand why People don't understand that concept. I mean, Melly's gonna get there. I predict she's gonna get 1 million. If she keep doing what she's doing, she's a woman. I see her get 1 million or more than that. Problem is with her, she's too one dimensional. It's an entertaining show for fuck niggas going there, but if she gets notoriety by these celebrities and shit, you know what they're gonna tell her off air? Baby girl, you need a mic. That's what they're gonna tell her. And if she does get a microphone, it's over for you niggas. She don't want to do the headset though. I don't blame her. Melly likes to be seen. Melly likes to be seen. That's what I noticed about her. The women that don't do microphones be like them women on LaPeace show. I've noticed that don't have them. They want to be seen. They want to be seen. And the reason they want to be seen is because looks matter to them. But also, do looks fade? Yes, they do fade over time when you get older. It don't matter. And the women don't like that shit. Because if we talk bad about them, they say, man, look fade. You know, let me drop this shit. Hold on. Let me drop this shit. I forget. I'm just talking. I didn't realize it was an hour. God damn. Yeah. That's anybody who wants to come. If not, that's cool. I won't go another hour. Yeah, because I had to get some rest earlier today before I did the stream, because I ain't gonna doze off like I did almost like last night. But this stuff is very real. But that microphone shit, well, I've noticed not everybody's a fan of mics. I understand. Everybody is not a fan of podcasts. I know some of them are trash and some podcasting is good. But not everybody wants to do this. And I noticed this, and I try to tell Kuda, this is not a black problem. This ain't a 3.0 problem. I try to tell him, no, this is a YouTube problem. I said this in my own streams. This is not a nigga problem. This is a YouTube problem. Most YouTube, the people, the average YouTubers or people that are users, whoever, subscribers, whoever, don't really care if you have an expensive $400 microphone. Now, the audio community is separate. They're on YouTube as well, and there are other places. They're separate from this site. They believe in audio and headphones, interfaces. They also believe in high quality microphones or cheaper microphones. USB mics is good. Hey, what's going on, Degenerate Salute? They believe in those things, in the audio community. I'm speaking for the audio community. I'm not a part of it. You know, I've never been a part. I support the audio community. I support certain YouTubers that don't care for audio. They just do the little voice thing, the background, the noises. It's all in relative, right? Most YouTubers deals with cameras. Cameras is cool too, and the mic cam, that's good. It's all relative to the audio, right? Audio matters. Most people like both, shitty pictures and whatever. But if your audio's decent and don't have to be superb, it's good. People get your message. But if you have a good microphone and a good background and the studio light, you're going to get something. You're going to get something. But don't expect the average YouTuber co-sign that. They're not going to get a $400 microphone. I try to tell Kuda, this is a YouTube problem. Most white YouTubers don't care about mics like that. If you have a mic that they're familiar with, like Electro Voice, they'll forgive you for that. The typical overrated Shure SM7B, nobody's not paying for that. You can get that for cheap or rent it off of what's that fucking thing? It's not Sweetwater and whatever. It's like you rent it or whatever, right? It's for gear and stuff. I forget the name of it. Damn. But you can get that or eBay, and there's another one similar to eBay. You get microphones and gear like that. You can get it for less, like $200. So again, you can get that same mic, but I've had handhelds for a minute. I still got them. I'm using one right now. Mine's an AKG D5, for example. Super cardio, right? Sound good when I heard on my recent live streams months ago and weeks and months ago, and then I sound good on every Thursday Thrills. I haven't watched them in a minute, but when I sound right now on this playback, it don't really matter. I chose to pick audio for my content. That's just me, just to get to know my subscribers, whatever. See, years ago, if you watch my old shit, I wasn't using the mic. I had thoughts of getting a USB mic. And the popular one they had was Blue Yeti. Blue Yetis are popular. It's still standard. Most people prefer you use that than the XLR shit. Why? It's because USB is convenient. Now, I do have an audio interface as USB as well. They do the same thing with a computer and a laptop. You hook it up. I didn't realize how simple that was. I said, damn, I should have had something like this in 2019 and 2020. I wasn't thinking about doing content again. I wasn't, because I was on my shit, my scriptures and all that stuff and historical shit. I was on that shit until I got into current events, what's going on now, and mixed of my actual content and put it together. Then I said, this will work. And then philosophies and shit. People kept talking about it on panels. I was interested in that. 2021, that was my aim to do that. But then I realized you got to be a diverse content channel, which it is. Live stream is just a piece of that. Now, next year, I'm not going to live stream as much. I will do Thursday lives more often instead of Wednesdays and then the Sunday streams. I'll do another Sunday Madness for the whole month of February. And the last one will be this coming up Sunday. It's on Christmas, but I call it the Idolatry Edition. And it's going to be early. It's going to be an early stream, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to make sure I have my shit in order. And yes, I'm going to use dynamics on that one. I'm going to use my trusty, the 240 I got for my birthday gift, and I will prefer that. The same old boxy one I'm going to have. It's pretty much it. But, I have plans for it. I use them in different applications of streams or whatever. But pre-records, I'm using my basic condenser, It's the same thing with the interface, I'm trying to upgrade my interface game real soon. And I won't do that probably. I'll probably do that next month. I'm going to do that next month. If I do that next month, that's going to be the interface I'm going to get. I'm going to see what's compatible. I'm going to keep that, and that's it. The one I got is decent. It works like a charm. I'm going to use that as my pre-recorder. But yeah, I will definitely see, always involving and changing my content, but I am getting good. I understand it. People appreciated what I'm doing right now. So basically what I'm saying is, don't expect much from people, especially on YouTube. Now, people do not care for mics, and I've seen it. I've seen it on the bigger YouTubers. They don't want to be loud, and they just want the camera mic, or they be loud, period. They're in a nice space. Most people are still on that. That's the old standard YouTube of 2012 and now. Now it's like microphones done took over. It's taken over after the 2020. Now, 2020, no one cares about that. When 2021 came around, people start buying shit of these things. Now it's gotten dried up this year because everybody done got their piece. The pandemic's over. But the ones that's in the audio community, they still here. But the ones that's not, they just get what they took from it, and that was it. That was it. But if you want to be in the media and things like that, yeah, microphones is required. If you're competing against these guys that want to be in media and music and all that, microphones is a thing. You want to talk about these strange topics, microphone is it. And the opposite of that is a camera. If you have a cam mic or a shotgun mic, a basic shit, or USB mic, no one really cares about the typical US audio interface or mixers and XLRs and all that. They don't care about all that fancy shit. The white YouTuber don't care what you have. As long as you sound decent, you're good. And they'll keep that mic for a while. Most people keep USB mics, and I found out in the audio community for like 6 to 8 to 10 years. Now they try to make them like XLRs, competing. But the XLRs is with an interface that I got sitting on the side of my laptop. And I'll tell you how much this costs, this Behringer that I got. It cost me $94. It costs $89 in price. I got this in Sweetwater, and this is the 202 version, compatible with the Google computer. You can get this for cheap. You can get this for $94. Depends on what state you're from, but it's in Indiana. It costs like $89, but it's $94 where I'm at because in Georgia. But every state difference in pricing. You get it for cheap. And they got another version of this, the 204. I believe it's $100 something, like $109 or something like that. Interfaces, some interfaces are cheap, and then you got the expensive ones cost you like $300 or plus or above, and it gets higher and higher and higher. And I'm like, damn, They ask you what you use it for. Some people use it for music, content for music, or just speaking. Hell, I use it for speaking. And I needed one because if I have these long live streams, I prefer this and then a USB mic. I still got my USB mics. I haven't messed one in a minute. But yeah, this stuff is going on now. People are doing audio. I've noticed this from 2 years ago, and fast forward now it's a thing. Now they're competing with people that with no microphones on YouTube. That's not a bet. That's actually a good thing. But then you go on other sites, everybody's using a microphone. YouTube's the only place that don't really care for microphones. That's and I know y'all shocked by this. People care about the camera, lighting, lighting. All that's important. What's the audio sound like? Exactly. See, there will always going to be this argument. You don't need audio. Actually, you do. When you're competing against media giants, you do, because they're going to crush you at the end of it. And once they crush you at the end of it, I've seen this a lot. I've seen this on prior YouTubes, old YouTubes, and things like that. And I have never seen in the gaming community, they start using mics like crazy. They benefited from it from you niggas, man, because you niggas don't care about it. Because cam up and did or outside, people going, damn, this nigga got a fucking microphone. People care about if you're in 4K, if you're in 4 to 5K. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's exactly, and that's what I'm saying. If you get caught up into that, you already know the microphone is standard proof in the future, but some people don't have to use a microphone. Outside, I don't use a microphone. I use my cell phone to talk real loud and project my shit, get my message out. That's good too. I vlog stream like that. There's nothing wrong with that. People choose it. See, I'm like my man KTB. He uses a microphone when he pre-records. I use it too sometimes. Sometimes I don't. I never used one back in the day. I decided to make the choice of my content to be a little different. But I come to find out and realize it's okay to use one. It's okay to use not one. It don't matter. As long as your message is important, what you're talking about, people gonna respect you. You're gonna sound similar. So I stopped buying a lot of mics this year. I got the ones I needed, and the one I get for Christmas, that's my last one. The one I really want is the dynamic, and I'm gonna complete that. That's my collection of it as my so-called home studio. So technically, I already got the nice I needed. I can use it for different content, different purposes, different platforms. I can use it whatever. I can be a panelist on one. I assign certain mics to go on and whatever. If people ask me to come by, that's cool. But I always have this in my arsenal. Always have this in my arsenal. And it makes sense. It was only merely 4. Okay. Yeah, Twitch is, yeah. Jenner said this. I'm going to read what he says. I'm going to put this up here. He said, one of my favorite ASMR content creators on Twitch heard on a sweet ass video quality. I thought it was it was on 5K, but it was merely 4. Head on. Okay. He tried to, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much it, you know? And that's just basically what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to have that quality. So when you sound profound without the microphone, like I did years ago, that was my voice. I mean, yes, it's a baritone heavy voice, smooth and all that. Talking my shit. I was a lot younger. I was in my 20s. I was in my early to mid 20s, later 20s. My later 20s, I wasn't on YouTube as much. I left it in 2014. That's my old shit. I've been on YouTube prior to that. I was a lot younger when I started. And then I come back at the age of, I'll say, I was already 32. Well, I was going to be 30. Yeah, I was going to be 33 last year. But 2020, I was like 32. I'll tell you that right now. I was already 30. I just turned 32 that year before. Because when I come back in 2020 in the beginning and learn about these certain spaces, I was in the chat room. I'm gonna tell you a secret. I was in the chat room. I was just turned 31 early spring when they talk about the C virus. Going on 32. Once I was 32, that was it. And then 2020 came around, I was 33. Going on next year. So I just turned 33. after I was trying to get back into content. I started in April. Next month, I was going to be 33. And I surpassed that. And I surpassed 33. Now I'm 34 years old. And I realized I done did a lot in that 1 year. So again, I upgraded my content. It's still growing. The numbers can be skewed and all this other stuff. But, YouTube is YouTube. But like I said, I've been on this shit longer than most people. But I understand people want quality content. People watch this on the playback, don't really care. I get my views whenever, man. Like, you can't expect people to just come through and just come through. Like I said, everybody does different with their content. You can't expect people to like you right off. It took me a minute. But if you're talking about similar things, that's cool. But that's it. But I just want to add that tidbit what Kuda was saying about gear and stuff. And I try to tell them most people don't care. Most people would rather see you on a less of a microphone. I've seen this in the audio communities competing against people that don't care about mics. And Melly was a great example. These females don't care about that shit. They don't care about that shit. Quiet as kept. And I noticed this with certain content creators. If they're doing live streams and call it a podcast, well, you got to have a mic. Some people don't have a microphone. That's understandable. And on Christmas Day, so-called, I have to do that stream that Sunday for the beginning of the week. So I get it. And I just got some views on Udamianism. Appreciate it, guys. It's going to grow. It's my basic topic. See, I got most views on part 1. Got a lot of likes on the second part. That's okay. Y'all can watch it. I put it on the playlist. Outside stream, I don't know if I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm not going to promise y'all anything. I'm going to rest the rest of the 2 days. I'll come back with y'all Sunday, but I am not going to go outside when it's cold and the temperature is already dropping. So you already know. We'll see if it's dropping right now because it's going to drop tonight because I know it's going to definitely drop. It was 45 earlier. It's going to be 9 degrees at 10 a.m. It's going to be 19 degrees 4 a.m. So Friday and Saturday is going to be super cold. Yeah, we're going to have to eat blasting. It'll be 40 degrees on Monday and Tuesday. Christmas will be 31 degrees. Yeah, it's going to be cold. It's a snow front. We may get some snow, but Tennessee back home is going to be -1 where I'm originally from. It's bad out here. It's 45 right now. It's a little warmer, but it's going to drop real soon. But again, yeah. Yeah. I'm going to step away real quick. I want to turn this heat up. I'm going to be right back. Y'all give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. I'm going to go on mute. Yeah, I'm back. But yeah, it's gonna be cold tonight in the state of Georgia. I live outside of Atlanta, so in case y'all don't know, yeah, it's gonna be cold. I know Atlanta's gonna be a little cold, but it's gonna be 34 probably the next hour. It'll be 26 at 1 a.m. It's gonna drop. It's gonna significantly drop. Around 7 a.m. in the morning, it's gonna be 12 degrees. That's not bad. It'll be in the teens, but it'll be 9 degrees outside. It's gonna be super cold. So it's gonna be cold, and it's gonna be like this Saturday too. I told my dad it's gonna be 24 degrees, so it'll be in the teens. It'll be better Saturday, but tomorrow it's gonna be cold, cold. I'm gonna be layered. I'm gonna be layered up. I already know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna be layered up. I think I will have my. I might have to go with the bubble jacket. Got some gloves and shit. Yeah, I'll be. Yeah, I'll be in my boots. I'm gonna be layered. I'm gonna be layered up. Oh, I'm gonna be layered up. I'm gonna be super layered up. Yeah, it's gonna be wild. Let me see this shit. These whores on here. Let me turn this down. Yeah. Yeah, I know people say Instagram is bad like that. They have no idea. I mean, Twitter, they getting all the naked pictures. You see them shits. You don't need no OnlyFans to see that. Only simps do that. Ain't nothing to run from. I said don't look at them, but they nice to look at. Yeah. And speaking of the devil, yeah, I know she's on Instagram, but if she wants to be on TV, but she's a French girl. She gonna get out of that shit. But she thirsty as hell. But people like that. People like her. She trying to be on TV. I can't believe they said it's gonna be 4 degrees tonight, but it's gonna drop significantly at 1 a.m. morning. That's gonna be Friday. It's pretty much. Like I said, man, this thing is gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a cold Christmas. The last time I seen this, I think this was like somewhere around. I don't think 2012 or something. It's one of them years. I think it's 2012, 13. It was a cold Christmas like this. I don't celebrate the idolatry holiday, but it lets me know that I know this is gonna be a cold winter. Winter's here. Winter's already here. Winter started what? What's today? The 20th, the 22nd's today, right? It's we're already in winter. It was 2 days ago when it started, right? On the 20th. When I noticed the weather change, see the early part of December, I try to tell you, it's still the fall. It getting colder, winter approached real quick. The temperature started to drop. The temperature already dropped in November during Thanksgiving holiday and all that. It will start dropping. It was getting cold. And then it significantly dropped in early December. See, early December is not really winter. It's still fall. It gets hot 1 minute, warm 1 minute. That went away. The cold is here to stay, and it's going here to stay probably most of December, like we're seeing now, this cold winter and somewhat Christmas. Now you're going to see. Now you're going to see January going to be the same thing. That's going to be like that in January. It's going to be cold, and everybody's not going to be outside. I'm going to have my mask and everything. But yeah, that hoodie I got, that keeps me warm too. It's a lot of things keep me warm. Yeah, I'm gonna have the bubble. Yeah, if we ever go out somewhere, I'm gonna have to have the bubble. Like the bubble jacket. I don't have to have the mask because if it's that cold, I don't want to have that on my face. I don't have that on my face. I know what to do now. Yeah, I'm gonna be. Yeah, if I ever go out anywhere, that's I won't have that mask on my face. That's the good thing about those things. They keep me warm. If I go outside, I'm wearing the mask. You already know. Temperatures drop and all that. But I won't be inside probably tomorrow. I don't know. Because tomorrow is going to be very, very interesting. It's here. So they said winter is here. They try to say winter is coming. No, winter is here. For you little niggas. But then again, you got people get caught up on their own shit. But let's see something right here. Okay, let's see. I ain't talking about much. Why does the GOAT need much help? Yeah. LeBron's a clown. He's a steroid clown. I won't say it right now. That nigga don't take no damn word. They said Grin said some such shit, and they say he blames it on the alcohol. My nigga, the Dr. Seuss character ain't got nothing to do with the alcohol. Man, you meant that shit, nigga. Everybody know you're a freak. He said some such shit not too long ago. Nigga need to stop that bullshit. That nigga was saying some such shit. When I did Sunday Madness #2. That nigga was weird, man. Everybody knows about that dude. Like, it's no surprise that these niggas, they should have been knowing that. He always said some weird jokes like that. But that's the type of person he is. I'm not really tripping off of that. But I'm surprised he cammed up. Dr. Seuss character. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And people just don't want to get caught up with his man. I love that guy. I was that dude's sus. Stop it. That's why y'all like Fito. Some people say he's softcore Fito. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But let me tell you something. If they call him the P file or whatever, he has to get over the fact that no one cares. Once they see your prison record on here, this is what I noticed about this sector and any sectors of YouTube. If they know you have a criminal record on the internet, you're done. You're done. You can't shake that. I don't give a fuck who you is. That's one thing about the internet. If you have a criminal record, you're done. If you do anything heinous, people gonna chastise you. He has to understand the world doesn't evolve around you. If I was saying, yeah, you can roast people, but people know, and they're gonna throw that shot that you was a former criminal, and you use the white man system with the lawyers. You need to stop with that hypocrisy. You know damn well you can't come back from those jokes. When someone throws that shot at you, you get emotional. You already lost. You can't. I don't see any child molester or pedophile come back from jokes and then try to roast people. But here's the thing: you already lost. D. Durrell destroyed your ass. He's on YouTube. He ain't gone nowhere. Let's cut the bullshit, man. You ain't that dude. You've been ousted. Once you get ousted like that, man, you just like the Tasmanian so-called exclusives. You like him. You're no different than he is. And that's why people don't fuck with you like that. The ones that fuck with you, they feel sorry for you. You're a good content creator to certain people. I'm saying you're all right, but you ain't one of my favorites to subscribe to. No, because I already know your reputation matters. You ain't that dude from Chicago either. Like, ain't nobody gonna co-sign that. Only a fool with the people of Chicago co-sign that shit. They said, we don't accept that. Well, he got on his record. Y'all dropped the ball. Look at me. Don't want to admit that. Ask that what happened to King Von, but we ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there because him and his dad died a similar way. They want him gone. They want him gone. You ain't got no weight like that. I'm sorry, man. You niggas is clowns, bro. Like, I know what y'all are. Y'all get online to pretend y'all gangsters, but y'all not. Cut the bullshit. But it's basically what I'm saying is like, I look at it like this. Shouts out to Koo Demp, aka Ant, man. I know you want to be like Kuda and Rue Demp. That's his nickname. That's why I call him. He got his little purge going on. I peeped it. The purge was his little success. He likes the bullshit. I don't blame him. Go ahead for it. But my man, Absalom is giving you that work, man. But I love it. I love the fact that people pick and choose what they're gonna do with their content. But that's besides the point. But Koo Demp is gonna be who he is. They said, why is he trying to be like Kuda Kuda? I try to tell you, he's Kuda with the numbers when it comes to those females over there. But he wants to start the fuckery shit and the bad boy content with Rue Demp. Now, he did start it out with Roger Report. Rue Demp started coming to his shit when he was messing with Bomb. You know, Ant was cool with Bomb, and you have to understand how that came. And he met Bomb Cherry through the Roger Report. I try to tell them niggas, no, he came from the Roger Report first, then he started with Bomb Cherry. A lot of people try to get it twisted. He started with Bomb. No, he started with Roger Report, aka Mr. Reset Report. I used to nickname him that, and he don't like that nickname. Always talk about the Great Reset, the God of all resets. I used to troll like that in the chat room 2 years ago and last year. I used to do that shit. I used to go his live streams all the fucking time. Used to do that shit. Now what? But Ant, you know, his nickname, I always call him Koo Demp because he's Kuda with the numbers. He wants to be like DJ Kuda so bad because when I saw him and I knew who he was then, and then we was on the third shift together one time, he wanted them like numbers. He's always been that type of person. He always said some elegant shit and all that stuff. He wasn't the beef type. No. He just started hanging around with Rue Demp and them and then went crazy. He has that spirit. You know, he's going to replace that. If something happens to Rue Demp, he's a good replacement. But he has a thing called the purge. Nobody care about that shit, but I don't blame him. That's his promotion. Go for it. Like, I ain't mad. I ain't going to participate in that bullshit because them niggas is whack. A lot of nut riders. But they had the Dr. Seuss character over there saying some sus shit. That's not good, but that's Mal Manor Man, a.k.a. Anger Man, the fuck boy, his homie. We already know that because nobody's scared about Mal Manor fuck. But Cerulean called Mal Manor Man. I call Mal Manor fuck. He's a fuckhead. But going on Lapeef's show and try to get some what was this shit? He tried to go on Lapeef, try to get some love. Like, Lapeef knows you're a fuck nigga. Why are you trying to get validation from them? He tried that shit with Ramil. That didn't work. Twice. That didn't work. Ramil knows he's a clown. If y'all like Anger Man, yeah, he's entertainment, but he ain't shit to me. I don't fuck with niggas that's fake and don't pay people. He didn't pay Char Willie. Shouts out to Char Willie. But he's a clown. We all know this. Like, the nigga's a clown, bro. Like, he wasn't shit back then when I was coming around. I've been on YouTube way before him. He was a nobody. He only became somebody, I would say 2014 with certain videos. He kept talking about black women this, black women that. That's his mantra. And all the way down to now. He's always done that. Go back to 2014. That's when he got his start, really. It wasn't 2012. 2012, he wasn't shit. He didn't exist. 2013, he did not fucking exist. He was not the man. He was the man probably in 2014, and that shit died out somewhere in 2020. All those years y'all talking about, that was after me. Hell, I was getting way more views than him on my old shit from 2012. He wasn't the man in 2012. I was. There's a lot of other people who were the man in 2012. There's a lot of people who had more numbers than him. That nigga was a cloud chaser. He was a clown. That's how he got his subscribers. They love that shit. Now you done fell off and no one fucks with him like that. Tell him go sit your uh no talent ass down, man. He ain't talented. He's a clown. But you got his trolls to protect his ass because he want to be like the mainstream manosphere, aka so-called white manosphere. Don't give a fuck about Mal Mannerfuck. He's a clown. And his little boyfriend is fucking saying such shit on the Purge. I'm about to watch part 2. Shouts out to John the Analyst for that. Hey man, he started blaming on the alcohol. No, nigga, no, that you always been this way, nigga. Everybody know. Nobody fucks with you. Nobody fucks with you. And the sad part about it's sad and sick, but he is who he is. No one gives a fuck about that nigga. Nobody. It's just, at least I'm doing my own shit. I can get eyes when I want to. But this is Thursday Thrills, goddammit. Hell, views coming left and right. That's why I throw my gauntlet down. See, y'all got to go back. When I kicked the white boy that was trying to praise a person, he was on his coon shit, but he's in another community, by the way. I already exposed him. And you don't see him doing platforms no more. He calls himself, I call him Imano, but, known as the man. Man, that dude got destroyed. He didn't even last long. He didn't last long while I was on my man Jesus' channel. He got bodied by Cerulean, man. Stop it, bro. We bit on this tip. But this nigga, man, on Thursday, one time, it's an old stream. It's like a 9-hour stream. We had a long conversation off air, but it was on StreamYards. This dude was getting praised by somebody, but I had to kick his ass off the panel. And I see who it was, and I got rid of him. I dropped his ass. There was some trolls coming through the chat room. Oh yeah, they saw this channel. They was lurking like a motherfucker. Then I kick him off the panel. I didn't hear what he got to say. Shots of information, man. Try to with the assist. He tried to tell me. I know how to kick him. I said, get the fuck off my shit. Tell me what to do. And that was the first thing he did. I said that on a vlog stream. Y'all saw me. I done that. They ain't welcome over here. He was on some racial shit. Now, I don't mind him being on the panel, as long as if it's cordial, we cordial. But you're not going to dictate what I'm going to say on this platform. Y'all got your own shit. We got our own shit. And I have one that was trolling me with the esoteric shit. I ain't got time to hear that shit. I said, get the fuck on. Please. But that's the thing, man. I understand that people don't like my ass, and I'm cool with it. "2016. Here we go. Shouts out to Degenerate. Yeah. Yeah, until 2016. People heard of him later. I didn't hear of him since 2014 when he was talking about black women, trying to be like Sarge and them. That's when I heard of Anger Man. And a lot of people say he was something, but no, he wasn't. He wasn't shit back in the day. He didn't really get his big break until 2014. And bitch ass niggas felt sorry for him. After that, he fell off. He been fell off. That's why he's on panels and shit. No one gives a fuck about that nigga. He's I'm doing something. No, nigga, you fell off. They try to say I fell off. No, I didn't. My content has always been pure. It's just people pick and choose who they want to listen to, and they don't have to like my ass. And that's respectability of those people. Shouts out to the people that support whoever. I respect that. I don't care if they come to my channel as neutralist. I welcome it. I engage with everybody. I have to talk about something totally different, but I'm talking about you niggas because y'all lame and complain about hoes all day. Y'all not doing nothing constructive. At least I like a channel like Odin's Men. He has a good channel. He be roasting all types of people, man. So get your life right. And he said something about the thick chicks, the fat chicks. He said, no, fatty. We're not gonna listen to you, fatty. And I started laughing. I was like, oh my God, here we go. But he be doing these reviews. The Lapeef Experience, the TLE. I was looking at that. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But you gotta understand something. This is the world we live in. And 2 hours is approaching, like it's pretty much it. I know it's late. I know people gotta do things and I know people's tired, but this winter and all that. This winter is crazy. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I got a lot of watch latest to watch. Got some content to watch. Oh shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That dropped. Okay, that explains it. But yeah, it just shows you where we at now as people. But I ain't studying Mal Manor fuck. He's crazy as hell, but I ain't studying him and his followers and his dominions and idiots, nut riders or whoever. They can have him. They can go suck his dick. They glazing like chicken or glazing donuts. That's what's wrong with people, man. They love that man, but he doesn't give a fuck about none of you motherfuckers. When y'all gonna learn, man? He turns on his own audience all the time. He's a clown, man. He's no different than these bigger YouTubers that got 100 and above, 100 to millions and almost a billion subscribers. You gotta understand, this dude is a clown, bro. Like, I don't even fuck with dude. Let me tell you a story about his bitch ass when I first met him in 2021 on the panel. When I got on the panel and when I meet Kuda for the first time, this is in March, the March split. I call this the March split event. I trolled Kuda in a certain individual's chat. I don't fuck with him no more. And I said I was just trolling. And I said he was style or no show or some shit. I said some shit. He's all about style and no show. It was soft trolling. I got it. That got in his feelings and I cut him deep. Oh, he got emotional about that, boy. That trolling tactic, that soft language, how I troll. I say some shit, you get triggered, and I stick a blade in you. It's over. I got you psychologically. I own you. But I came on that panel. I was just fucking around, man. Don't pay me no mind. I was just talking out of my ass, and it happens at night. At night when you're in those streams, you'll say some wild shit. I said some wild shit, but that debate with him and you know, not so fantastic, aka Mr. Fittinelli, aka Mr. Fantastic, right? Y'all's boy, right? It was about the stupidest argument ever. Yes, USB mics, XLR, stupid shit. Audio community still argues about that retarded shit. And the regular YouTubers don't know shit about mics. So you need to be quiet. Y'all not audio people. I'm not saying I'm an audio person. I learn about it and understand it, but I ain't trying to be this big old nerd about it. No. I understand it. I know how to use it now. I understand the tech, but I'm not gonna preach that on the channel. I tried to do that shit. That wasn't my thing because people are so emotional and nut ride. That's what they do. But then again, of course, he said, "Okay, I'm gonna see what the general said." Like, really, I've never heard it so-called 2.0 until 2015 to 2017. Facts, facts. I haven't seen this lately, but yeah, normally normally I mean it's crazy when you think about it. These guys is acting crazy, and I think Wacky done went down. I thought he was about to come up, but yeah, because it's one of those times that you come through. But like I said before, I said it began. What I said earlier in these streams, and then shots of George making talk about these boys and surveillance. That's a big thing. That's a big thing, But this is nothing new. Let's see what's going on here. It's a black screen. Okay. I'll wait till he says something. And then yeah. And I was trolling him and I got him. And ever since then, like, it was the same old arguments I've heard when I started studying the audio community and the gaming community, I was like, they talking about this shit now? It's like, shit. I'm glad I decided to learn, but it's nothing wrong with neither. So I told y'all that tonight. So it's pretty much the same what you're gonna do on YouTube. Because when you're on YouTube, no matter what content you use, no matter if you use the mic or not. But when I saw old boy what I subscribed to talking about these things on here and the trans and whoever, and then Opera I'm about to watch later on. This dude's hilarious, man. But yeah, but there's some good content creators that don't show mics and all that other stuff. But I'm just showing you living proof. People gonna do what they gonna do. And I try to tell them, look, microphones is subjective. You can use them whatever. But most of these white YouTubers, they don't care. As long as you sound good to them, or should I say Edomites, but if you're saying the right things in their language, they gonna fuck with you. That's how this modern YouTube works. But black YouTube, so-called black YouTube, they just clowns, bro. They don't care about none of that stuff. I mean, they care, but 95, they don't care. Because they're not trying to fully invest it. See, niggas won't talk about their shit. And I just look at the Pineapple Show. Yeah, no, I can't hear you. 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 I ain't hear that. I see a black screen. Oh shit. Yeah, he said something in the chat. Yeah, I can't hear you. But talking about Obsidian. We call him Oblivion over here. He's oblivious to everything. Like for real, for real. I was the kind of thought that dudes like Oblivion, Hoshe, and AM were a bunch of David Carroll and Sotomayor wannabes. They were. They were. Okay, cool. That's okay, Wacky. That's cool. That's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that because I'm about to close out in the next hour anyway. Because I ain't got much to say, Because if you want to comment, that's fine. But I'm gonna end it off with this. I'm glad you said this. I'm glad you said this, General. I'm gonna leave this up for a minute. He said, for real, I thought I was like the dudes like Oblivion, Hoshe, and AM were a bunch of David Carroll and Sotomayor wannabes. They were. David Carroll and Sotomayor, they're wannabe coons. All they were, I ain't gonna say Sotomayor and Carroll were wannabe coons, but them niggas are wannabe coons. They try to be like them. If you notice back then, Tommy and David, all them guys were standing. Let me tell you something. Black Pride went against them niggas. The Boyce Watkins, the Moist Twatkins motherfuckers. He destroyed that nigga back in the day when I was listening to him in 2012 and in those prior years in 2015. He was on fire. Hell, Music Therapy told me about Black Pride. He must be a subscriber. That dude's a beast. He came in there and just smashed motherfuckers. He smashed them so hard, and he went against the EWs, like I call them. I call them Esau, Edomites, them Jews. Man, he told their asses up, boy. They had to get him up out of there. He's on YouTube. He's just he don't post anymore. And that's the thing. And like that's just wild. But you know what I'm saying is this stuff is nothing new. Like I see some wild shit on YouTube. I'm good. But I'll be back this Sunday to talk about this holiday season and everybody's acting crazy and shit. It's pretty much the same. But I'm not really surprised what's going on. But then again, you do what you do. But then again, I'm just like, I'm glad I'm talking to y'all, and I got my gear and stuff. Like, I look at it, it's nice, and I'm happy what I got. I mean, I'm happy with the microphones I got. I accomplished a lot in last year and this year. It's 2 years in a row. And the views are still growing, but next year I'm just gonna pre-record. I'm gonna live stream, don't get me wrong, but next month I'm just gonna take a long break. I'll drop some recording on every Wednesday. I'm gonna start doing that. And then I don't know about Sundays. Sundays I'm gonna probably do some recording. I'm gonna record twice. I'm gonna do it Sunday and Wednesday each week. And I'll tell you, I'll push the streams of the first one in February. I'm gonna post it in February. I'll tell you what I'm gonna post. I'll bring a Sunday Madness stream, and y'all gonna enjoy it. So when that comes into play, you're gonna appreciate it more. That's gonna come into play. So yeah. Yeah, I told you, I'm on pre-record all next month. On drop it and just take a break from this live streaming shit. I'll be posting. I'm just not gonna be posting as much. It's gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be like every Wednesday with the historical. So I won't do that every Wednesday, but the Sundays I'm just gonna take a break from it from next month. You're gonna see me back to until February. What I'm actually talking about, but it's pretty much like I talked about George Macon with the kids and surveillance and the gangs and shit, the artificial technology. That's pretty good video. Y'all need to watch a live stream. It's 2 hours. But if you think about it, if George was listening, they've been on that tip. Just don't be a terrorist. That's all. Just don't have a don't be radicalized. They don't care. This fascistic world, it's not gonna let us do anything. So you gotta rebel at this point. It's a split. The world's changing. But like I said, I can't expect much from people and things like that. But I was about to say something else on the topics too. But I talked about George making artificial and gangs. Yeah, because everybody's indicting, they telling each other they don't care anymore. But guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I thought, I don't know what's going on in sports, but I think the Super Bowl is real soon. I don't know when the playoffs start. Is it me or sports got interesting? So the Jets and the Jaguars tonight. Okay. To be honest with you, I got the Jaguars winning tonight. The Jets can win tonight easily. They beat the Jaguars. That's all I'm thinking. But the Jaguars got to win tonight. I see them winning tonight. Jaguars are winning tonight. If they got that lead, they'll be 7-8 if they win. Titans 7-7. The Titans don't need to lose a game. They need to win a game. They need to be 8-7 or more. Titans will probably be 9-7 the whole year. They're 4-4 on the road, 3-3 at home. See, Titans they're on a 4-game losing streak. Steelers are done. Ravens will be in the playoffs. Bengals gonna be in the playoffs. Chiefs are gonna be in the playoffs. Chargers are gonna be in the playoffs. Dolphins and Bills are gonna be in the playoffs. Everybody's gonna be in the playoffs in the AFC. The teams I just mentioned. Eagles and Cowboys are already in the playoffs. Giants is definitely going to the playoffs. They're definitely going to the playoffs. I don't know about the Commanders. Commanders may not go to the playoffs. If they win a couple of games, yeah, they may go. I think the whole NFC East may go to the playoffs, but I believe the Giants will go. Commanders maybe. That's a maybe. That's a maybe. I'm just, Vikings are already going to the playoffs. Lions, I don't know about the Lions going to the playoffs, but if they keep winning, they may. They may. It depends. Because the Buccaneers and the Panthers and all that, the NFC South is not going to the playoffs. They're through. They're through based off their record. I have two NFC North teams will go. It's going to be the Lions, Vikings, 49ers, the Seahawks. One of the teams are going to lose. I believe it's going to be the Lions or the Seahawks who will fight for the last spot. But it's going to be 49ers, Vikings, Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants. That's going to be it. But if Commanders are winning, one of them teams are going to get knocked out. So it's pretty much, a done deal. Let's see something real quick. Yeah. Oh, it's getting good up here. Oh, appreciate it, man. I'm getting views like left and right up here. Yeah, because once you do 2 hours, people gonna come in and start talking. And then again, I'm just looking at what's going on, but I was about to say something. What was going on about somebody? Let me see something real quick. I'm just looking at what's out there. Okay, my Spurs is they down. The Pelicans got the lead. Jazz. That was yesterday. The Jailblazers doing good. Yeah, the Lake Sexuals getting bodied. They got killed by the Sacramento Kings. The Lake Sexuals are out of there. The Lakers are through. LeBron's killing. That's my dad's team, by the way. I know it's Wack's team too. I know people are Laker fans, but Lakers are through. They ain't going nowhere. Golden State ain't gonna win. They're out of there. I got Denver. Denver is gonna be their year. Sacramento's doing good this year. They going to the playoffs. Yeah, Sacramento's going to the playoffs. That's one of my favorite teams in the Western Conference. It's them, the Spurs. It's the Kings and the Spurs. It was the Sonics. They known as the Thunder now, but they're gonna bring the Sonics back. I still love the Supersonics. I like that team. I got a lot of West teams I like. Mavericks is one of them. Timberwolves is one of them. All the Texas teams. I'm big on the Spurs. I'm big on the Spurs because for several reasons. Always like their team they had. I do like the Bulls, but I like the Spurs is my favorite championship team that I always liked in the 90s and the 2000s. Always liked them. I like the Kings too. Kings is one of my all-time favorites. I remember them in the late 90s. I always liked the Kings. I still do. I still like their history when they were the Royals. That's my team. Those are my two teams in the West I like all time. It's them and the Spurs, ABA team, and several West teams. Like I don't care for the Clippers or the Lakers or whatever, or the Pelicans. I don't care for them. Wolves, Spurs, Rockets, Timberwolves, Kings. That's it. I don't care for the Grizzlies because they used to be Vancouver. I don't care for the Nuggets. Thunder is good. I like the Thunder. Still, if they bring back Seattle, we'll see. Because OKC may be the Thunder. I don't know if they're going to go back, add new teams. Because it's trying to make the league bigger. So it's like, we're here for it. We're here for it. Yeah, I love the Eagles, man. The Eagles, yeah, I always got them. And they've been done well for me lately. But it is what it is. But you expect that from teams is getting better. But shouts out to the people, man. Like I understand what's going on, but I've been looking at this pattern when people complain about relationships. It's always gonna have problems. You're always gonna have problems with people. That's just part of the game. You just expect people to do much and then expect people to ghost you and things like that. People do it all the time. It ain't nothing new. It's just y'all get caught up so much. But yeah, 2 hours about to set in. These hoes on Twitter, man. Y'all just go on and say y'all want some dick. I'm sick of these hoes on the internet, especially on Twitter and Instagram. Y'all want some dick. Okay. That man don't give a fuck about you. Yo. Use a hoe. A hoe's a hoe. It kill me. These hoes be crazy, bro. What's up with people? Yeah, 2 hours is in. Okay. I got a couple more minutes and I'll drop it. I'll drop the stream on y'all. But yeah, yeah, I had to speak my mind tonight. Thursday Thrills is one of those nights, and you just do what you do, and then just accept it and move on. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, it's just something, man. Yeah, yeah. I'm just looking at that. But yeah, man, had that ram and ram. But shouts out to everyone. But yeah, shouts out to everybody. Legendary Wacky. Appreciate you for trying to come up. I understand. Until next time, yeah, I'll be here this coming up Sunday for this idolatry holiday. This mess. I gotta have my own bullshit. Appreciate the mic. Degenerate, appreciate you, man, for coming through. As always, of course, music therapy. As always, man, salute to you. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Absalon, same to you, man. APTV, y'all subscribe to them both. And the legendary Wacker World. So subscribe to his channel as well, too. He's got some excellent content too. And Tampa, appreciate you. Yeah, you know, it's it is what it is on Thursday Thrills. But yeah, I was about to say something else about another situation, but I said I'm gonna leave that alone. I was gonna talk about some things about certain communities and things like that. But but George summed it up for me. But people are gonna be on that drill shit. I just left my train of thought. So yeah, let me get on and listen to my old boy and his little crazy shits because I know it's 10:19 right now. I gotta watch these on the watch later. So until next time, I'll see you on the idolatry day on the 25th. It's gonna be cold and crispy and frosty and pain, frostbite. I'm out of here. So with that, I'm gonna say peace and shalom, and I'm out.